Lily Phillips was down the street from you, would you go?
The first time I said I was getting paid, I considered it because probably don't have many opportunities where I get paid to do that. Just 5 minutes is not long enough, and how much time are you really going to get?
Hell no. Not only that, but I'd probably rent a bulldozer and take down whatever location she's at.
Hell no, because quite frankly, I can't turn away from that.
But what if we negotiate now and I say, okay, I'll give you an hour?
I feel like I need to like make a flow chart for like this answer, which usually I should not be having anything. Clearly, this is like a marketing move. It's kind of working. I never knew who this person was a month ago, and now I'm seeing them all over the place. I'm the PRAWNCESS. Go to sub my channel. Newly monetized. Let's go.
The prawns. I'm gonna subscribe. That's funny. Hello, fellas. How are you? If Lily Phillips was down the street from you, would you go?
I already know, like, I can guess that.
It's like $50 of like what we calculated. You're getting $50 of hooker for 5 minutes.
All right, here we go. I already know one of these answers.
All right, I'm just curious. All right, let's start from the left. Jim Bob, is that your name?
Dead way past cool.
So what's your? Would you?
No, I absolutely hell no. Not only that, but I'd probably rent a bulldozer for $5,000 and take down whatever location she's at.
Killdozer.
Wow. So you would, but what about the 1,000 men inside?
They deserve it. They're cleaned right from the street.
Wow.
From the street.
I can't.
Teriyaki.
Teriyaki. I would not have pronounced that right. It's not personal. I'm bad with names.
We call him Ellen.
Ellen, No, I'm kidding. So Teriyaki, what would you, if it was down the street? I'm not saying you'd have to fly in, but down the street, 5 minutes, would you show up? I can't hear him.
Teriyaki, your audio.
Oh shit, I was muted. I was giving out to Glenn about the audio issues and I was muted the whole time. Yeah, no, not a chance. Like, think about it, like would you use secondhand toilet paper if it was free?
Okay, but what if, hear me out. What if you were the first one?
Nah, still not. Because she's a prostitute. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Okay. Next we have Flow State. Welcome to the show. I like the red in the background.
Thank you.
So she's down the street. She's there. Blonde.
Would I go or would I do her? Because they're different answers. I would not do her. But I probably would camp up outside and live stream. I'd live stream it and I'd point out people I recognize there, like Wrestler and Glenn Lawrence. I'd be like, see, can't you tell? Can't you tell that's Glenn Lawrence?
How did you know I got the invite?
Oh, so you would maybe it would stop the guys from going if there was some shame.
That would not be my intention at all.
He's gonna high five them.
I'm doing nothing. I'm trying to accomplish nothing good with this.
What about you, Wrestler? Do you guys need to be reminded of what she looks like, or you guys know?
No, I don't need to be reminded. The answer is a resounding hell no, because quite frankly, I can't turn away from that. Not at all. Not at all. I have a reputation. It matters.
What if it was like the best sex you ever had? It was just so amazing, and
I can't know that if I just don't attempt it.
No, but let's just say like we know it now. So if you go, it's going to be the best. It's going to be the best 5 minutes of your life.
No, I can't. Listen, you can only pull that mulligan once, and I need to reserve that card. Can't do it.
Doing meth could be the best 5 minutes of your life. You still wouldn't do meth.
I hear heroin's pretty good. Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
The PRAWNCESS. I don't.
You got it. You got my name right. You're able to pronounce that. Is it my turn to go now?
Is that your actual name?
Like my birth name?
Oh, okay.
Yes, birth name, last name, PRAWNCESS. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so would you go if it's down the street? It's free, easy.
Well, the first time I said I was getting paid, I considered it because probably don't have many opportunities where I get paid to do that. But I would say no, but a little bit different reason. Just 5 minutes is not long enough, and how much time are you really going to get when you're doing it with 100 guys there?
Okay, but what if we negotiate now and I say, okay, I'll give you an hour. Are you going for free?
That's more tempting. What depends what order. I feel like if maybe I'm in the first 10, I would consider it.
An accountant.
The first 10. Okay. Okay, let's
I
not.
told you, man who comes with his own couch is ready.
What's the minimum? So if you like, if it was 30 minutes, 20 minutes, like what's the minimum you would accept?
I'm kind of getting turned off because usually I don't want to have to like think about all these questions and thoughts. Like I don't have like I feel like I need to like make a flow chart for like this answer, which usually I should not be having to think that much about this.
The flow state. I can't wait. So Pearl,
He'll
are
do
you
30
saying,
minutes.
So Pearl,
my
Pearl,
client will do 30 minutes.
Pearl, are you saying for like the first, let's just say like the first, let's just say the first 50, right? If we're talking about PRAWNCESS being there, I'll even include flow. Like we were saying about the first 50 guys get like 30 minutes, but like the last 50 gets like a fire round. Is that what you're saying?
I'm trying to figure out what it would take for you guys to show up. Is there anything that would like entice you to go?
I think Jim Bob's showing up just to blow that place up.
Yeah, that's the only showing up, right? That's worth showing up for. Flow State used a sort of blackmail approach, which is intriguing.
No, I'm not trying to get any sort of extortion out of it. I'm just trying to scumbag people for fun. It's intrinsically valuable.
Well, he's saying he wants to stay in the corner and watch.
Oh wow!
That was part of the contract I negotiated for you. You said that you would do half an hour, but we all had to cheer you on.
Okay, yeah, you're there in the corner.
And we agree.
Now I have a question. Let's flip it. What if you guys got paid to have sex with 1,000 women in a day?
I wouldn't want to talk to 5 women in a day.
That's a fact.
That's not how penises work.
I'm just
where
you guys are at. So
do you have to finish 1,000 times?
No, you're in her shoes. So you're trying to break the world record of most women in a day. Let's say $1 million.
Do they verify they're actually women or is it like a bunch of Blair Whites running around?
No, they're women. They're women.
Hell no.
They're tested.
What if they're Blair
Whites?
Nobody's even thinking about it. $1 million? It's just
fuck.
Wait.
No one's
I'd consider it for sure. They would have to be tested, obviously. There'd need to be like some rigor involved, but I'd consider it.
I'll be honest with you, I would consider it, but I don't know if I can blow through that many women in a year. I'm sorry, in a day.
A year.
A day. I definitely don't know if I can blow through that many in a day.
They're getting them ready. It's an assembly line.
An assembly.
That's what they're doing for the 1,000 men. I mean, they're getting the men like ready. The other girls, they're like getting them.
It's just like when we waited to come on here.
Think about waiting in line. Like you're just sitting there.
But he wouldn't be. He'd be the one doing them.
But you're in line.
The women are in line
with a bunch of men.
Okay.
The men in the chat. There's guys in the chat saying they'd take the 1,000 women. I'm just seeing
Glenn.
Of course they would. Of course.
Versus not to.
Wait, Glenn. There's a difference between me throwing myself in there, but if you're asking me to complete on everyone, it's gonna be difficult. I'm not gonna lie. After a point,
that's impossible.
Not complete with everyone. It's just like in, out, bam, next.
Wait.
Y'all are liars. I'll be the degen here.
Well, I decided I would do it, but
in and out, I don't know. I might have to think about this now. The context now.
The thing is, that, like, it sounds really good on paper, but after the first hour or two, you probably get bored. You're like, okay, just bring on the next one. Let's get this over with.
I mean, not for nothing, PRAWNCESS. I'm bored at work. I mean,
it's $1 million.
It becomes work. It becomes work.
Yeah, I mean, it's $1 million, so it's a job. So you couldn't
think about how much like rug burn you're gonna get on. That's a lot of miles on.
You're gonna need Diddy levels of baby oil. Yes.
It's in out. It's in out. It counts.
You're not having fun after the 5th one.
Yeah,
but it's definitely
said rug burns. Just tell her to stand up.
Okay, well,
Jim Bob looks like he's gonna go make a killdozer after this.
I'm gonna start
right now.
I'm gonna download the
schematics.
Construction, the schematics. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for calling in. I really wanted to get insight into the types of guys that would be interested in doing this. I don't know if you know any, but
I mean, are there any people who actually did this for that chick who regret it, who would want to talk to you? I mean, I feel like that would be a good service.
Oh, that's good.
100 of them. There's 100.
Do you think any of the guys regret it? I would doubt it.
I think there are some that probably do, but maybe from the Yelp standpoint where they're leaving a bad review at a shitty
they're
pizza
leaving
place.
reviews.
Yeah, bring Yelp back.
2 stars. It was a little fishy smelling.
Yeah, and they, maybe the ones that were complaining they didn't finish that she was crying about.
Oh yeah, decent ending, but not enough service. Just
There would have to be some sort of regret because it's all the blame's been shifted towards men in this equation, but everybody who has the power in this situation are all women. Like she's the woman who consented to this. It's her mother is the pimp in the situation. She manages the finances, but somehow it's a man's fault.
Well,
Do you know what I mean?
Dudes are just gross.
That's
Those 100 dudes are just
like
gross.
Candace says it's like the guys are the predators. Who'd you guys say is the predator in this situation?
The
The
mother,
mom.
it's Munchausen by proxy.
My hot take. I don't think there's any predation happening here. Or
You
at least
don't
not.
think her mother, the pimp?
Her mom's for sure the pimp. Agreed.
don't-
Yeah, she manages the finances.
No, in the video it said that her mom would rather she didn't do it, but it's
Her
like if
mom
she-
called her in the middle of the interview, though.
No, I know, but I think it's the way I understood it was they help her because she was going to do it anyway. So if,
But
like, if you can't
here's the thing
stop
though, like she breaks down crying and like after the whole thing, and then it's like, yeah, there's the whole kind of acting thing from it, but like that's an instant reaction. You could tell that like her subconscious was like this wasn't right, and then she even makes the statement that it's like it's almost like prostitution, like but like that kind of tells me that like she's been coached into thinking that this isn't prostitution, this is modeling. Which is what you see with
Predator.
as well.
Predator assumes innocence.
Yeah,
Predator assumes innocence, so you can't say even the word. There is no predator. There's no one innocent in all of this, including the 100 scumbag dudes. They're all garbage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unless this is a
disagree
23-year-old
with the
girl who's been
crying.
groomed by her mom.
Killdozer.
I don't think she's been groomed by her mom. In the interview, I watched the full documentary. She said she doesn't tell her mom about certain stuff because they don't like it.
Don't you think it's weird though that the mom would
is this
call
an absent father situation?
No, I had her. I remember she was one of the. I'm pretty sure on my show she said that like both of her parents were like involved in support.
But think about the parent-child dynamic where you've got parents calling in the middle of a documentary, and you don't ignore the call for now. You stop the documentary to go answer the call, right? That's some sort of a weird power dynamic going on there.
Yeah, it's weird, but I think she just likes to have sex. Like I don't think she regrets it. I don't think her parents pushed her into it. I just think it's her personality. Like some women are just born a little off.
I think that's
It
what
was
we're
weird,
for.
but I don't think she is.
It was weird to say that she. Well, no, I might agree with you, Pearl, on the whole aspect of she enjoys it but it was this weird thing when she turned around and she's crying during the interview, but at the same time she's like, "Sign me up for 1,000."
Did you guys see the actual clip she put from the gangbang?
No.
There's a clip on Twitter.
Do you recommend it?
I did. I saw
What do I Google?
I saw it and I decided that because I saw it that everyone else had to see it, so I retweeted it. And I'm like, because because everyone's talking about this clip and saying she regretted it. So watch, like, if you see her during it, she's like,
she was crying because she didn't provide the service that she thought she can do, right? That's really what was happening. She was saying, I feel bad because I told them 5 minutes and I only gave them 2. I mean, when you look at it from that point of view, there's no remorse. She doesn't care. She's not experiencing soullessness. She might actually be going through that, but she's not recognizing it by any means.
Jimbo, do you think
is
like she's more mad that these guys are gonna think that she has bad service?
Yeah,
like he sucked.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why is it this whole like she's remorseful?
That's not really what she said.
And I'm like, the words that like literally after she released another clip that said like that she likes doing it. It is her fantasy.
Right after she got off the phone with her mom, took another fistful of Xanax, and dissociated again.
Parents, I'm telling you, if you watch the video, her parents aren't pushing her into it. It's just a cop out. They want to.
Do the parents appear in the video?
Like they're like the parents. She said she doesn't tell them the stuff she's doing because they she doesn't want them to know. So that to me tells me that they're not completely supportive. Like you
How
can't.
do you suss
yeah,
out
You're
if she's
20
telling the
You're
truth there?
20.
Or if she's
Yeah,
being
but you're
coached?
23 anyways. You can't blame your parents at that point.
Can we go back to talking about the clip?
On the panel,
I
the
believe
panel,
she
you guys are
said-
fathers. Some of you guys are fathers. If you found out your daughter was about to engage in this,
Disowned.
Most fathers are not going to be cool with this.
Bulldozer.
I think it's
Yeah.
not a spicy take.
No, I'm definitely not helping her manage her business enterprise.
Would you take
No,
the money? Would you? But flow state. Would you take the money from her if you just said, "Don't tell me any details. Just send me the checks"?
No, I don't think I would
good
do
for
that
you.
either.
Good for you.
Can I push
But
back?
I wouldn't kill those.
I just think all of those things are just cop outs. Like I don't think it's her parents. I don't think like Riley Reid has a little sister who doesn't do porn. Like people can come from the same household and one will be crazy and one will take the good path.
Think how much money she could make though.
I was just thinking.
It is
Okay.
one of the easiest ways
Go
to
ahead.
make a lot of money for a woman. Can I push back a little bit on what the original clip was about? Because I forget the exact quote, but she was saying she was upset because she kind of promised these guys 5 minutes and some of them only got 2 minutes, which again I think is weird. But I think a lot of people are not really talking about that clip in the most honest way, where they're really kind of misframing it. I did like
how?
about. I think your framing of it was accurate. Well, a lot of people are saying she broke down because of the act of doing 100 guys. Maybe that contributed to it, but she was breaking down about the fact that she couldn't fulfill what she promised to the guys.
Well, the Protestants, what's happening? What Pearl was talking about earlier in the stream is that this sort of like pipeline to the faux modern church, which should appropriately be called Protestantism at this point, is they will look at all along. I was even tempted to look at that clip and going, look at this soulless woman. I think I even said it because I didn't listen fully to the dialogue. After listening to the dialogue, I was wrong. She was more concerned with her performance and her so-called economic value as opposed to her spirit and soul and well-being.
Being a servant among men.
But you think that's why Daily Wire is simple and trying to put the blame on men, because they want to basically convert the clout that these women get?
Probably. They're good mascots, right? They're good mascots for the modern lowercase Christian, lowercase c Christian church. They're little mascots.
They try for sure. I know there's been conversation being held about the fact that they want to be the stewards. They want to be the examples. But the truth of the matter is that, I mean, when we look at a lot of what they go through, we're like, come on, dude, you're not living in the real world yourself.
Because you can see right through, because like we're making the case there, like there's no remorse, there's no like repentance actually being done. It's that you just I've joined heresychurch.com. That's basically it.
And I think even when they convert, they're just doing it to get sympathy.
What would real remorse look like?
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't hear from them. You wouldn't even hear from them. They would be they would be hiding away. Like, for instance, Bernie Madoff, it just happened to be illegal what he did. But imagine in a moment's notice, he got on every platform and he said he changed his ways and he expected everyone to listen to him about no longer being a thief and no longer committing fraud. Nobody would have his ears. They'd laugh at him. They'd be like, we don't want to even hear from you, dude. For some reason, in this particular context, conservatives particularly are open ears to these people. But if you just swap out the crime, right, and it made it an illegal thing like Bernie Madoff or someone else, they wouldn't even their ears wouldn't be earned. But somehow we're supposed to be all ears to these women.
You have to understand, a lot of these management companies for OnlyFans models, I don't know if she's under one or not, but they coach the women to like go from OnlyFans into social media and like Christian following, because the people behind the people buying OnlyFans, their number one customer is white Christian married men. So they know that they can convert their following into like a Jesus influencer type of thing.
Russ,
they'll coach them to cry and say, I regret it, because they know men will just be like, oh, her soul, we gotta save her. And it's so obvious.
So that
Chris,
demographic
this
means
reminds
Jim
me of
Bob
the
and
conversation we
Teriyaki
had
are
this
two
morning.
customers, right? And Glenn.
What? Oh,
Is it-
yeah. Who's?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Glenn,
So,
you-
Rafa, this kind of sounds like the conversation we had this morning. Well,
Pretty
what's
much.
the problem? What's the problem? Lack of accountability.
lack of accountability being first and foremost, and the second part is just that they want rules for thee, not for me.
Yeah.
Like, what rule is she trying to get out of, or what repercussions is she trying to get out of?
Social
She can bang
implications.
Do you
Well,
think she's getting
that
out
she
of
can
the
bang
social
100 dudes in a
Well,
implications?
day, and that won't show up. Like, for example, like she wants to have kids, let's say afterwards.
Mhm.
Like, think about how bad your mama jokes are without there being video footage of your mama.
Right. No, she's getting socially throttled, and she will for the rest of her life.
So she's throttled.
Well, I
Pause.
wouldn't say she's trying to get out of consequences because she's not trying to join a church at this point or play that card.
Yeah.
Like if anything, she doubled down the other way and said, "I'm going to do 1,000. This is my fantasy." She's making a bunch of money. But I'll give you Nala for example.
Right.
You know, Nala, she didn't return any of the money she made. If you were truly repentant, why would you not return the money that you made from?
Think about the
doing a terrible
logistics of
thing?
that, pulling that.
Well, I mean, even donating it, you don't have to return to
donate,
each
yeah.
person, but like, you know,
Right.
make a statement that that's dirty, bloody money, basically.
No,
you
she
know?
didn't go. She didn't go back and like, you know, her parents disowned her. I know she said her story flopped on this, but her original story was that her parents disowned her for starting the OnlyFans. But you know, she runs to her husband. She doesn't go home and make right with her family that like kicked her out of this community.
Yeah.
And hey, I was wrong.
Yeah.
She does know. If anything, she just you
Yeah.
know, stopped one influencer, like an OnlyFans influencer, to be.
Well, you said it before, Pearl, that the new confession is the public, the public zeitgeist. You do the turnaround, you socially repent in a performance art, and then you're really just calling to the social, you know, society at large on the internet and calling that basically your congregation and saying, "Accept me back," right? And this is the biggest problem. There's always this counterfeit church going on where there's a new baptism into the social fabric, and it's really just rebranding because these people, Nala included, they really see themselves as commodities, and the important thing as a commodity is how you're seen to the consumer. So if the consumer base didn't change, which is very alarming, by the way, all they're doing is buying a different product of the same person. They're like, okay, I canceled my OnlyFans to Nala. Now I'm getting Nala does Bible recitations or something like this. So nothing really changes at all.
I mean, I can still know that with. Sorry, go ahead, Pearl.
No, go ahead.
With the Lily Phillips, clearly this is like a marketing move. Why else would like you do? It's literally a clickbait title. Like I did this with 100 guys. It's waiting to be put on a headline. That being said, goal, it's kind of working. I never knew who this person was a month ago, and now I'm seeing them all over the place. So if that's the goal, it is working.
I'm okay with it actually as a marketing ploy too. I don't think it's the case with this particular girl. Call it instinct or whatever you want. I think she is definitely being pimped by her parents. But with like Nala, for instance, I do think that it's all contrived.
Right, but even Nala like went out and admitted that on the whatever podcast, like, oh, everything was just clickbait, everything was just a lie. But like even when you go back to the timestamps, I think it was like Per, you were the one who kind of like, or there was a guy I think that you mentioned that basically went back and done the whole kind of like timeline thing where she still had her OnlyFans open, even though she had like quote unquote repented or joined the church or whatever, she was still selling her OnlyFans.
She raised the prices.
$50.
Yeah.
Raise the prices.
Yeah,
Oh my!
she didn't delete the
Hallelujah.
She deleted the OnlyFans the day before the Michael Knowles interview, which was just kind of convenient.
The week after we got
And
there, right?
mind you, that interview was in like April, I think, and she was baptized in December.
Was she at least baptized by Russell Brand? I mean, that would make it all better, right? Baptize you in my skibbies. That's a whole other thing. I don't actually see that much different than the Nala thing, except for how perverse the pornography and all that is. Looking at even someone like Russell Brand, who comes around to some sort of pseudo-Christian New Age approach to Christianity, where he's now the disciple, he's now the apostle talking. I think these people are really, they are fully responsible for what they do, but they are also in a society that pretty much focuses everything on the self. Everything's like pushing back to the people themselves. And so they're just changing outfits basically and demanding to be center stage in the main performance every time. They never quite go away out of the spotlight. You notice that? The ones that do, God bless them. And they almost never come back. Maybe years later, they show their face again. They say, here's my story. But we're not ready to hear your story, lady. You didn't even undye your red hair. Okay.
Well, and it's interesting too, because a lot of conservative women will like what I would say is grift a religion, and they don't even have their husband's last name. So it's like, how are you going to push traditional marriages if you didn't take your husband's last name? And the excuse they always give is that it's because of like the brand, but then you're indicating that your like money is more important than your family or like representing him. So it's just like inconsistencies that I see.
Sounds like they married dudes they don't respect.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for calling in. You guys are funny. We'll definitely have you back. Do you guys want to plug your channels or whatever you got?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go first because you went first. I'm the PRAWNCESS. Go to sub my channel. Newly monetized. Let's go.
The prawns. I'm gonna subscribe. That's funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
shout
he
out to
got
PRAWNCESS. Shout out to PRAWNCESS. Absolutely. Shout out to PRAWNCESS. For myself, I'm Wrestler. You can see me at Wrestler. I do 2 shows, one opinionated, and another show right now is the DBD. I do with OG Do Dirty, and outside of that, we do that on a weekly thing. And yeah, come check me out. That's all.
I'll go. I'm Jim Bob, made by Jim Bob. I'm a weekly contributor to the Washington Examiner as a satirical cartoonist. I also have a channel called Made by Jim Bob on YouTube. I basically stream every day and do a variety of commentary, theological takes, humor, impersonations, and all that cringe. So you can find me, Made by Jim Bob.
And he's a friend of Andrew's.
That's correct.
Oh, were you on a stream of mine before, Jim Bob?
I'm not sure.
He was going to be on the stream that I was going to host.
Okay. Yeah, I was set up
really
to.
Familiar, but I couldn't. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Teriyaki.
Or you were on a debate I watched. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I debate
somewhere. Yeah.
He debated actually Teriyaki, didn't he? Yeah.
I did.
No, and yeah, Flow State too. Yeah.
What was the debate?
Was it free will?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I got Teriyaki to close down his OnlyFans, so that's a win. Wow. There's a lot more to go with him though. We love
to see what he's doing on his chat though.
Hey, I've heard they need Christian influencers, so
right.
Your next step.
That's a big flex there.
Yeah, I'm Tarek. I don't have an OnlyFans, never had an OnlyFans. But Jim Bob did roast me in that debate.
You
so
took it well. You took it well. You did good.
Appreciate it. So yeah, I'm basically Teriyaki on YouTube, X. I think I have a Twitch and a Rumble too, but the main two are YouTube and X. And yeah, I do a weekly show on theology. I also do like a chaos stream with Kakabibi and Damon. And then I'm usually just kind of floating around the panelverse, always on Glenn streams and stuff like that as well. So shout out. And if you want to remember the name, just think of teriyaki sauce, you know what I'm saying? The leprechaun, the sauce boss, me pot of gold and me lucky charms.
And Flow.
My name's Taylor. I've got 2 channels, Flow State, which you have to search at Flow State, because if you just search Flow State, all you're going to find is like meditation music and shit like that. The other one, the backup channel, is the Powdered Dusty, because my main channel keeps getting demonetized. I'm tired of playing those games. So subscribe to both of them. I have panels. Frequently, they're open panels, not always. Sometimes reviews, sometimes debates. I think I've throttled everybody on this panel before in a debate. And
he's taking his
fake news.
Yeah, look at all of them.
You should
look at the shame in all their eyes.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That's pity. We have pity for you, Flo.
That's his satire. He's decent at satire. That's sarcasm.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing if you're doing Flow?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to kiss ass with the producers a little bit. Thank you, EMP Dave and Glenn, for shooting out the invite. And just I forgot to say this: my content, I do comedic stuff. I have a live speed dating show. usually have a nicer background, but I wanted to come here with the casting cash. Fuck, I messed my joke up. The casting cash background. There we go. I got it out. Jesus Christ.
That was done better when Taylor said the joke.
That's a fact.
If you like ruining jokes like that, go follow me. Peace.
Okay.
But his Spurg was a nice save.
Okay, bye guys. Thank you very much.